Hi viewers, welcome to Shaker's Bio Factory for NEET. If you like this video, subscribe my channel and click on bell icon to get notification. In this video, I am going to start one of the new chapter from first year. It is Animal Kingdom along with basis of classification. When we observe our surroundings, we can find different type of animals, and all these animals can show some variations in their body structure along with its form. As over a million of animal species are identified on earth still now, but to understand the characters of all animals present on earth, definitely there is a need of classification, and classification it become an important tool to understand the similarities and dissimilarities present in animals present on earth. The classification is also useful to assign the systematic position of different organisms which are identified even in future also. For this classification, some of the features present in animals are essential and it acts as a main basis during classification. At that time, in animals, due to differences in structure and its form, different type of animals are classified with the help of classification. All animals have some fundamental features, but along with these fundamental features, these individuals have different characteristic features in the arrangement of cells, its body symmetry, nature of coelom, pattern of digestive, circulation and reproductive system. These features helps to separate the animals into different groups based on similarities and dissimilarities. These features are useful in classification and it acts as a main basis for animal classification. During that, we can take different type of features present in animals for classification. In this, the first feature is level of organization, because all animals are generally multicellular in nature. At that time, the cells present in their body it may arrange into different patterns that can understand with the help of level of organization. The second feature is symmetry. In animal's body, different parts are arranged with a different pattern. That pattern of arrangement of all parts in animals, it can refers its symmetry, and depending upon their symmetry also, animals are classified into different groups. The third feature is diploblastic and triploblastic animals. So during embryonic development, the embryonic cells are arranged into many layers. Depending upon the number of embryonic layers present in embryo, that feature also considered in animal classification. The fourth feature is coelom. So the animals it consists of one cavity in its body. Depending upon the nature of that cavity, we can classify the animals into different groups. That feature is called coelom. The next feature is some of the animals in their body it can show a different type of segments with a different characteristic pattern that helps to classify animals into different groups. Along with one of the most important characteristic feature of animal is notochord. Due to presence or absence of notochord also, animals are classified into different groups. So these are the six main basic features used in animal classification. In this, the first feature, level of organization. So animals are generally multicellular in nature. Their body is made up of a number of cells. At that time, these cells are arranged with different patterns. During this, we can observe most of the animals they have multicellular organs with different arrangements that can be defined as pattern of organization. So depending upon that organization, this organization is different types. In this, the first level is cellular level of organization. The second type is tissue level of organization. Third one is organ level of organization. And fourth one is organ system level of organization. Because the cells present in animal body, it may arrange in different levels. If many cells becomes into one group, now is called as a tissue. Many tissues they have capability to form organs, and many organs it becomes into organ system. Such type of organ systems are seen only in animals. These are absent completely in plants. In this first level, cellular level of organization, in some of the multicellular organisms, the cells are not becomes into tissue because in their body there are many cells, but due to loose arrangement it never becomes into tissue, and it shows cellular level of organization. During this, these cells can show some division of labor along with the different cells. That means each and every cell it can perform a particular function, and all functions present in their body can be separated, can be divided itself to separate all functions is called division of labor. Example for these, sponges. So sponges are the multicellular organisms. But in these organisms, the cells not becomes into tissues, and all cells present in their body it can show loose arrangement but shows division of labor, so that sponges are the best example for cellular level of organization. The second level is tissue level of organization. In multicellular organisms, there are many cells. All these cells they combine together to form tissues, and these tissues can becomes into complex structures. The cells performing same function, and they becomes into tissues in body of these animals. Example for this, coelenterids, it shows tissue level of organization because in their body different type of tissues are present, but it never becomes into organs, so that coelenterids are best example for tissue level of organization. The third level is organ level of organization. In this, it is the next level to tissue because many tissues are combined to form an organ. This organ is developed to perform a specific function in animal body. Each and every organ present in animal body it can perform a particular special function. It is considered as high level of organization because organs are seen only in higher group of organisms and animals only. So best example for these, the Platyhelminthes to higher plant group like higher phyla. So these are the animals having organ level of organization. Platyhelminthes is the best example for organ level of organization, and more specifically this organ level of organization is initiated started in Platyhelminthes, and also it is seen in other higher group of phyla. And the fourth level, it is the last level of organization, that is organ system level of organization. In this organization, the multicellular organisms have many organs, and all these organs becomes into a specialized system to perform a function is called organ systems. Such type of organ systems are seen only in higher level of animals but not seen in remaining organisms. In these organisms, each and every organ system is associated to perform a specific physiological function in their body. Some of the example for this, in higher organisms, especially animals, digestive system, circulatory system, respiratory system, nervous system, along with reproductive systems, these are considered as organ systems. This organ system level of organization, it is seen in higher group of animals like Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, and Chordates. So organ system in different group of animals, they having different variation, and it shows a pattern of complexity. So the digestive system, basically two types in higher animals. It is first type is incomplete digestive system. In some of the animals like Platyhelminthes, these Platyhelminthes animals having digestive system, but this digestive system having only one opening to outside, and this single opening, it acts as a mouth and anus in such organisms is called incomplete digestive system. Simply, the digestive system with only one single opening, and this opening acts as a both mouth and anus is called incomplete digestive system. It is seen in Platyhelminthes. And the second type of digestive system is complete digestive system. In this complete digestive system, this digestive system having two openings, and in these two openings, one is called as mouth and another one is called anus. So such type of digestive system with the two openings with mouth and anus separately, such digestive system is called complete digestive system. Example, it is seen in majority of a higher group of animals. Along with one more organ system, it is called circulatory system. In circulatory system, blood will be circulated to all parts of body, and such type of circulatory system is basically two types. In this first type of circulatory system is open type of circulatory system. In this, the blood is pumped out of the heart is a main character. So in open system or open type of circulatory system, blood will pumped out of heart, and the cells and tissues are directly bathed in its structure is called open type of circulatory system. And second type is closed type of circulatory system. In this type, the blood is circulated through a series of vessels, and inside of the vessels, these are varying in diameter like arteries, veins, and capillaries. Such type of circulatory system is called closed type of circulatory system. So these are the basic two types of circulatory system present in animals. Along with this, the second feature useful for classification, it is symmetry. So symmetry is nothing but it is refers to as correspondence of body parts in relation to size, shape, along with position on opposite sides of a dividing line is distributed around a central point or axis is referred to as symmetry. The symmetry, it indicates how body parts are arranged in animal body. And this symmetry is the basic feature for classification of animals into different groups in animal classification. Animals can be categorized into two groups, three groups based on their symmetry. In this, first type is asymmetry. Second type is radial symmetry. Third type is bilateral symmetry. In this, asymmetry means some of the animals does not divides into two equal halves at any plane which is passed through the center axis is referred to as asymmetry. It is seen in some of the animal groups like sponges. Especially in sponges, it shows a cellular level of organization. Many cells are loosely present, but in their body, it is not possible to divide these sponges into two equal halves at any plane. So, at any plane, when we cut these sponges into two equal halves, we never get two equal halves. That type of symmetry is called asymmetry. Best example for asymmetry, sponges. And second type is a radial symmetry. So this radial symmetry is shown by most of the animals. In this radial symmetry, some of the animals, it can be divided into two equal halves, and when the axis pass through a central line, and such type of animals can divide into two equal halves at any plane. For example, such type of symmetry is seen in coelenterate, ctenophora, and echinodermata members. In this radial symmetry, for example, it is the central axis passed through the animal body, and at any plane, it is possible to divide the animal into two equal halves. Such type of symmetry is called radial symmetry. And third type is bilateral symmetry. In this symmetry, it is a special type of symmetry because in some of the animals, the body can be divided into two identical halves at both left and right sides when a plane passed through its center only in one plane. For example, it is the animal. This animal can divide into two equal halves when the line is passed at center at one plane only. But in this plane, it is not possible to divide into two equal halves. Such type of symmetry is called bilateral symmetry. In this bilateral symmetry, only one particular plane, when it passes through the center, that can divide the animal into two equal halves. Such type of bilateral symmetry is also seen in human beings. Example, Annelida, arthropoda members can show such type of bilateral symmetry along with various higher group of animals. The third silent feature for classification, it is a diploblastic and triploblastic organization. So in animals, during sexual reproduction, the zygote becomes into embryo, and during this embryo development, the cells present in embryo called embryonic cells. These embryonic cells are initially arranged into different layers. We can call it is as embryonic layers. So based on the number of embryonic layers present in embryo development, the animals are categorized into two types. In this, the first type is diploblastic animals. Second type is triploblastic animals. In this, diploblastic animals means, so in some of the animals, at the time of embryonic development, all embryonic cells are arranged into two layers. In these two layers, the outer layer is called as ectoderm and inner layer is called endoderm. In that animals, most of the parts are developed from both the ectoderm and endoderm. Such animals are called diploblastic animals. So best example for this, coelenterids. The coelenterids, they can show only ectoderm and endoderm during embryonic development. And in this, sometimes an undifferentiated layer present in between both ectoderm and endoderm is called mesogel, and it is present in between ecto and endoderm layers. The triploblastic animals. During embryonic development, some of the animals, along with the ectoderm and endoderm, it shows one additional layer. It is called mesoderm, and this mesoderm it present in between ectoderm and endoderm during embryonic development. Such animals are called as triploblastic animals. Example, Platyhelminthes 2 chordates. All these animals are example for triploblastic animals. The fourth characteristic feature in classification is coelom. Coelom is nothing but body cavity. In most of the animals, the body cavity is present and it is lined by mesoderm is called coelom, and presence or absence of such type of cavity in between their body wall layers, it become an important and essential tool for animal classification. And based on this coelom, the animals are categorized into three groups. In this, the first group is coelomates, second group is acoelomates, third group is pseudocoelomates. Coelomates means majority of animals they contain coelom in between their body wall layers, and due to presence of this coelom in their body they are referred to as coelomates. Example, Annelida, Mollusca, Arthropoda, Echinodermata, Hemichordata and Chordata members. The second group is acoelomates. In this acoelomates, the coelom or body cavity is completely absent. There is no coelom in between their body wall layers are referred to as acoelomates. Example for acoelomates is Platyhelminthes. And third group of animals are pseudocoelomates. In these members, coelom is present. In some of the animals, the body cavity is not surrounded or lined by mesoderm. So instead of this mesoderm, the mesoderm is present in the form of a scattered pouches in between ectoderm and endoderm. Such animals are called as pseudocoelomates. Coelom is present, but it is not lined by mesoderm. Mesoderm is present in the form of pouches in between ectoderm and endoderm. Such animals are called as pseudocoelomates. Such body cavity is called pseudocoelom because it is not completely coelomates. These are pseudocoeloms, and these animals passing them called pseudocoelomates. Example, Helminthes. Next character for classification, it is segmentation. In some of the animals, the body is externally and both internally. It is divided into segments. Such type of segments are repeatedly present in their body or at least in some organs. Such pattern is called segmentation. Especially in earthworm, the body it show this pattern is called metamorphism, and segmentation and the phenomenon is known as metamorphism. The last character for animal classification is notochord. So notochord is nothing but the notochord is a special rod-like structure derived from mesoderm, and this notochord is present at the dorsal side during embryonic development of some animals. Such animals are having this rod-like structure is called notochord. So based on the presence or absence of this notochord, the animals are grouped into two groups. One is called chordates, second one is called non-chordates. Chordates means the animals which consist of notochord in their body. Such animals are called as chordates. But some of the animals this not consist of such a notochord. Such animals are called as non-chordates. Example for non-chordates from Porifera to Echinodermata. So these are the different features helps in animal classification, and based on these features animal kingdom classified into different phylums. Thanks for watching.